Hi, this is Erica Douglas from erica.biz, and I'm here to tell you today a little bit more serious story about how I almost went bankrupt due to financial problems and bad financial decisions on my part. My simple problem was that I never understood how much money was going into my business and how much money was coming out of my business. And the unfortunate truth was I had more money going out than coming in month after month after month. And eventually it culminated in what I definitely would say was the worst day of my life, when my landlord locked me out of the building and said we owed them $60,000, over $60,000, and I had no money to pay it. The good news is I did manage to dig myself out of that financial hole. But that was really my wake-up call. I had to hit bottom. And on that day, I walked into our conference room in our office and I laid off almost all of my staff. And it was then when I realized that bad financial decisions don't just impact you personally, but they impact your family and your friends and your employees, if you have them in your business, if your coworkers, if you are at a job, and it's devastating. I won't lie. That was absolutely the worst day when I realized that my own bad decisions had impacted so many other families who were relying on me to provide for them. I don't want any of you to ever experience what I went through with that, and I talk about this very openly. In fact, in 2008, I created a financial conference, a personal finance conference for people so that you could help understand what credit card debt was and how to get rid of it and how to manage and budget and plan your finances. When I ran that personal finance conference, my keynote speaker was Ramit Sethi. And I was really pleased to have him on board because he runs a popular website called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I know that many of you who are reading my blog also read his blog, which is awesome. What you may not be aware of is that Ramit is taking the ideals behind the personal finance conference I created and turning it into a virtual boot camp just for you. And I am so thrilled about this because this has been a personal passion of mine to help you get out from under the big banks. I hear so many people say, I just don't have the money to start a business, or I would love to go on that vacation, but I just can't, I just don't have the budget for it. Well, let me tell you, when you start taking action and taking control of your finances, suddenly you get a lot of extra money. You realize that there are things that are not important to you. And for instance, I have an older, cheaper cell phone. We only have basic cable here at home. I don't have any magazine subscriptions currently. I don't do a lot of the monthly things that a lot of other people do. However, I do go on vacations when I want to. I budget for them, I plan for them, and I am completely, I'm so proud to say this, a few years ago in 2007, I can't believe it's only been 2.5 short years, but I was almost $160,000 in debt, and today I'm pleased to say I am completely debt-free. So I'm really pleased to say that this stuff works. And my friend Ramit is the best teacher for this kind of stuff. Ramit has taught me personally to automate my finances, to optimize them, encouraged me to look at what I'm spending and saving. And I'm really thrilled to announce that for a very few of you, he's going to do the exact same thing. So this is 6 weeks of Ramit's boot camp, and I love this. Week 1, he's going to show you how to get out of credit card debt. Week 2, he's going to show you how to negotiate like an Indian and fight back against your banks and your credit card companies and make sure that they're not ruling your lives. Week 3 is retire early and happy, how you can retire and be rich by saving $100 a month, and how you can legally evade taxes. Week 4 is called conscious spending. It's spending money on what you love, not on what you don't, and feeling happy about what you do spend, not guilty whenever you buy something nice for yourself or for others. Week 5 is stop worrying about the bills and automate your finances. I actually sat down with Ramit and used this system to automate almost all of my monthly bills It takes me only a couple hours a month, and that includes a full down to the penny budget, which in my case works for me, and I understand that won't work for everyone. So Ramit's not pushing you to do a budget. He's pushing you to automate your finances and to understand what goes in and what comes out every month. And week 6 is learning how to invest like a pro without taking the risks that a lot of pros do. So why is this so important? Why can't, there's a million books out there. I've read almost all of them. I've got probably 50 of them on my bookshelf about how to invest and automate. Well, the thing is that all of those books are worthless if you don't take action. And that's a lesson I learned when I walked into that conference room and had to lay off my employees. At that point, even in 2007, I was reading 3 or 4 or 5 business books a month. I was reading books on business and finance. I had been told to hire an accountant and to hire a financial planner for my business, but you know what? I didn't do it. And all the books in the world, all the blogs in the world, and the newspaper articles will not help you take action unless you actually sit down and do it. So what are the requirements to be in Ramit's 6-week boot camp? Well, let me tell you, first of all, there's no age requirement. So I don't want you to think that this is just for young people who are just starting. If you are on your way to retirement or well into your life, this is certainly going to work for you as well. It is never too late to start saving and to start investing and to start making your way toward financial freedom. Why is this so important? Because I want you to have the freedom to do what you want. I get countless emails every week saying, wow, Erica, I really wish I could do what you did, but I'm just so cash strapped. I've got a mortgage that takes up half my income, and I've got a car payment, and I just can't see how I can make it. And it's so hard for me, to read these emails from people. And I want you, if you've sent me one of those emails, if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like your finances are in control and you're not in control, then this is the boot camp for you, no matter what your age or demographic. It could be that you're making a lot of money. I mean, my business was certainly making huge amounts of money. I was well into 6 figures. We were on target to do close to $1 million a year in revenue in 2007. Yet we were still about to go under and about to go bankrupt. Doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. I want you to consider doing Ramit's boot camp. And I really think that Ramit is the best person to teach this to you. He's very motivated. He's a fun person to be around. He's a good friend of mine, so I really enjoy hanging around with him. And most of all, he's gonna make sure that he kicks your butt and that you take action, which is what I love. Yes, the 6-week boot camp does cost money. I think it's a very reasonable investment. You're gonna find that if you save only $10 or $20 a month, which if I were Ramit, I would say that saving $10 or $20 a month after 6 weeks of boot camp would probably be considered a failure on my part. But if you save only $10 or $20 a month, you're gonna pay back this investment in just a few months. So I want you to consider, what will your life be like in a year if you don't do this? If you don't take action? Will it look similar to what you're looking at today? Will you still have the same car payment, the same credit card bills, the same lack of a retirement fund or a smaller retirement fund than you should have? And imagine what your life would be like in a year if you take action on this. By next Christmas, you'll have a fully funded Christmas account so that you can save money and spend it on gifts for your family and friends. And you will have a retirement fund that is funded, that will help you out for the rest of your life. You may be well on the way to buying a house or paying off your car, and I really hope this is the case, paying off that credit card debt once and for all and getting out of the trap of big banks. Becoming debt-free was one of the biggest successes of my adult life. And I am so motivated now to save money. I don't really even want to buy new stuff as much as I want to just continue to be debt-free and to live a happy and fulfilled life. And that's what I wish for you too. So take a look at the link right below this video. It's so that you can sign up and read more information about Ramit's 6-week I Will Teach You to Be Rich bootcamp. And I really hope to see you there. By the way, if you buy from me on my blog, erica.biz, and the link is right below the video again. If you buy from me, I'm going to include a couple of special bonuses just for people who bought from me, so watch for that. And I look forward to seeing you in Ramit's 6-week boot camp. See you there. I'm Erica.